Guys, I cleared up a lot of space on my cell phone. So I have like over 16 gigabytes of memory. And I hope we can kind of do a long video today, but not very long. Um, I wanted to say a few things without getting into the gang stalking situation. I always give you guys an update on the hair. I had it in 2 braids, took it out, brushed it, and then just left the back out. And again, I always tell you I use a headband because it doesn't cause my head to the hair to pull as much. What I would like to say about the gang stalking starting off is that when your head is swelling and your scalp is swelling, it causes a pulling feeling in your hair. So you can make it so that it's not tight, but it will still feel tight. So I wanted to let you guys know that this swelling, whatever they're doing to us, causes not only the inflammation that makes the hair fall out, and you saw before my eyebrows look so much thinner and they're finally coming back because my head isn't as swollen, but it also causes the actual hair follicles to become inflamed. And when it does that and it swells, it makes your hair feel like it's tight. So I feel like a tightness here, even though I just use this headband. So just to tell you that. The next thing I wanted to tell you about is that I'm going to do a quick crafting video. I won't talk too much about the gang stalkers at this point because I feel like we have to kind of do other things. I'm looking for a job. I'm trying to feel better. I don't feel great, but I feel better than before. Whenever I go someplace where it's closed in, I guess there's pressurization, I feel like a tightness, and I feel it mainly right here. So when I'm on camera, they don't hit me as much, so I try to stay on camera so that you guys can see what they're doing to me. And you can see the difference between how I look. My skin color is coming back to the regular color. So my skin should be the color of my arms. It shouldn't be so dark. And you saw me when I was so dark. It should match, like my chest, my face, my neck should be about the same color. So you guys saw that. The other thing I want to do is give you updates on the crafting. So this jar that I use, this is a bottle from Lemonade. They changed the design of the bottle. So I wanted to make another one. I have one more that's like this, which is completely clear. It looks like glass. The other ones are going to be like this. So I have to kind of figure out what I want to do with it. I want to put a hole in it so I can put lights through it, but I'm not sure what to do once I take the label off because it has this design on it and it has this. So if you guys have any suggestions, if you're crafting, please leave a comment about that. I hold the comments because the stalkers are like, we're going to make you miserable. And I don't need that in my comments. The other thing is I wanted to tell you folks, when you have your jars, you don't have to just use it for crafting. You can use it just to put things inside of it. So you could put this on a display with your cotton balls, your brushes. You know, instead of using a container like this for your brushes and so forth and combs, you can use this. You could also use a can. So in today's video, I'm going to do some cans. I'm going to do some more crafting with the jars. And if you don't want just a plain can, you can just put a ribbon around the can like this, and that's instantly a craft. So what I'll do is we'll sit here and I'll tell you guys what's going on. I want to make sure I'm on camera, so I'll be right back. Let me just adjust this, make sure. Okay, I have to push this back just a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. And this jar here, this was just a regular jar like this, and I put this ribbon on it. It has this what do they call it? The wire edge ribbon, so that it stands up. So you can see that if I wanted to, I can do it with this jar, and I can put the ribbon so that I can extend the jar. I did it on another jar, but that's something that if you are interested in, you could do it that way and then put another ribbon. Okay, and so for the bottle here, I just put these flowers in this bottle. And of course, you could just do something like that. So easy. All of these crafts are inexpensive. Please visit Bargain Buster Bin on eBay. I have like little things that I'm selling like this, so that if you are looking for a like a sample for your wedding, and you don't want to spend a lot of money on a whole roll of wrapping paper, you can buy this like little sample. Feel the texture. You see how it's textured in the back? You can feel it so that when you're making your purchases and whatever you're doing, you have an idea of what you're buying. So those are the little things that I wanted to show you. And this also, this was a paper bag that I got from a store, and I put it in this trading card holder, and you could punch a hole in it and use it on a Christmas tree to decorate, put people's pictures in it. So many things you can do just by using your imagination. So the other day, one of the displays I wanted to change, and so it came off. It came detached from the jar. So I'm going to show you on camera how to attach it to this jar with some hot glue. And I decided to take the jar lid and put it like this on it. So I'll show you that. So we'll work on this together today. I'm just going to take something that removes the adhesive from these jars, and we'll work on that first, and then we'll work on cans. So there, we have a few crafts to do today. This is the tea light thing that came in the box. I told you guys this came from the dollar store. We had 4 in it, and it cost $1.25, so that's such a good deal. So if you don't want to use a jar, you can just get tea lights, and you can put it in these tea light holders. So let me just go over some of the crafting with you folks. And again, I'm trying to focus on what I really want to focus on, which is crafting, and not so much on what's going on. But I like telling you folks, because like I said, by telling you, I really feel like it made the situation much better. This lid has a little bit of writing. I took some a Brillo, and I took off most of the writing, and then I took a little rubbing alcohol and took off a little bit more. The rest I don't have to worry about because the jar is going to cover it. So what we're going to do is take this adhesive remover, and I'm just going to use a little bit. You can put it directly on the jar, but I like to conserve, so I don't put it directly on the thing, because then you end up using a little bit more. So I'm just going to take this glue off. And I find that just rubbing it, sometimes if I have to use a little more, I use it. But I try not to, because I don't want to use up all the glue gone. This allows me just to put just enough, and a little bit of elbow grease, and it rubs off. So you can see it's already starting to come off. So yeah, so I had a different jar attached to the, this is a candlestick holder from the dollar store. It's cost $1.25, and I told you guys you can go online. They sell it for like maybe 5 of them. There's like a minimum amount that you have to purchase if you ship it home, or you can ship it to the store, so you can go and find it there. So I had a different jar on it. You see it came off already with just that little bit. So anyway, I had a different jar on it, and it came off, and so I packed that jar away, and I'm going to use it. So that's what I might do. I might just like keep reusing these candlestick holders. When it comes off, I'll just pop it off and put something else on. So we'll do that. So that's already it. It came off already. So since I know I still have a little bit of glue going on this, I'll use it for a can, because if you're lucky and you find these little gold cans, you don't have to spray paint it. I can't really spray paint anything. I don't have spray paint. So I look for these gold colored cans, and I don't have to do anything to it except take the label adhesive off. And I'm not going to drive myself nuts taking the adhesive off, because I'm going to put that ribbon on it. So whenever I have something I'm trying to conserve, I'll use this little bit of glue gun on this also. And it took most of the adhesive off. There may still be a little bit, but I'm not going to worry too much about that. Okay, so I want to make sure I use up as much of the glue gun as possible. And when we get to the cans, I'll use a little bit more. Some people have on YouTube different ways you can remove the labels without glue gun. I use hot water and soap, and it works for me. But sometimes I have to use boiling water and soap, and that gets kind of, you know, risky. So I don't want to do that on camera. So I'll let you guys look for the best way for you. So, okay, so we did that. And now what I'm going to do is take this, and if you want, after using the Glue Gun, you can take a clean tissue, wipe it off. You can even wash it off, but I'm not going to wash it off. I'm just going to wipe it off. And I'm going to take the hot glue. I have it on low. Okay. And I'm going to put it on this around here. So you see I have the hot glue. I put it on this, and I'm also going to put it onto this just to make sure I have a good stick and make sure it sticks well. And you don't have to make it perfect. It doesn't have to be perfectly centered. I'm going to try to, but if I don't make it perfectly centered, it's okay. Like I said, the good thing about using hot glue is that it can be taken off. So you see how just doing that, I wouldn't even have to really put a jar on it. I could use this as something to put a candle on. So if you don't want to go and spend any money, if you have a jar lid, scrape it off a little bit. You want that, I like that look of rustic, used look. If you have spray paint, you could always spray paint it, but just to show you how it looks underneath. So if you don't want to go through all of that, you can. You could also do it like this and put this upside down so that this part would have the candlestick also. So, you know, you use your imagination. So you put the candle right on top, that would be it. But for us, because we want to go a little bit out there extra, we're going to take this and put this on top of it. Okay, so let's do that. Now, I'm not sure exactly how I'm going to place it, but I think what I'll do is place it like this and then hold it down. And this, because this is the lid for this jar, it's the right size. So I don't know if you guys can see that. It's the right size. So if I wanted to, I can spray paint this whole thing a different color. Could you imagine? I'm doing a purchase or DIY video series. I started it as a Twitter thread where I did a purchase where you see what you can purchase, and then I give a video that is a DIY. Well, I don't have the I don't have a picture of what this looks like, but you have seen it. I know you folks, you crafters, you've seen these candlesticks where it's really fancy, different shapes, and I'm showing you, you can do the same thing at home by recycling, reusing, and repurposing what you have. So I bought this, but then I recycled it with a different project. So this is a kind of a recycle. This is a repurpose. And this is a recycle and a reuse. So this is a recycle and a repurpose. This is a reuse and recycle. So you can just spray paint it, make something completely different out of it. Instead of just having it, you know, sit around, you can make something completely different out of it. So right there, we created something. Now, if I wanted to, I can put this around. So I think I'm going to do that. I think I'll put this around. Let me get my scissors. And I showed you in a different video how I made that holder, that pencil holder out of cork and a plastic cup that I wanted to recycle. So everything is like recycle, reusing, repurposing. So we're going to take this ribbon and let me see. Right, so I'm going to cut it right here. Okay, so we're going to cut that there. And I'm going to take the ribbon. Sometimes the glasses, you'll notice they have seams. One side has a seam and another side. So you can use that seam to show you exactly where you want to place it. So the seams are right here. And we're going to go like this. Okay, so I put some glue like this so that it will hold it. And we're going to take this and place it on that spot and press. All right, let's see if we have this even. If it's not even, I'm just going to slide it. So it's not perfectly even. And if you're really like, you know, you can't take that, it's not perfectly even because it's still hot, you can just pull it apart. But I'm not stressed out about it. And there we are. So what do we spend? We spent $1.25 in tax on this candlestick holder, but since we reused it for this project, it was free. So everything here, the ribbon I already had for a different project. So everything here is pennies. It costs pennies, but again, it's very pretty. If you wanted to, you can then take another ribbon and put it around the top part, or you could put glass gems, but I think I'm going to leave it just like that. This is the other ribbon that you could always put around it, something like this. But I think I'm going to leave it like that. In a different project, I even cut off the wire part and put it around the top. And when I show you that project, you'll recognize it from a previous video I did. So right there, we did another project. We have this one that we did before. I'll slide this one over. And then you have this one. I hope this is on camera. If it's not, I'll slide it over. And then I'm going to add this to the collection. And let me get up and show you folks that so you can see it clearly. And then we'll work on cans. And I think what I'll do is, so that I know for sure that we got this on camera, I'm going to stop this video and work on cans. So this is how it looks. This is the one we just worked on. This is the previous one where we have the glass gems. This is a different one. And you can see how you made this project in a few minutes, and it's so inexpensive, but it really is pretty. And everything always coordinates back to each other. So let me stop this video, upload it, and create a new video for you.